Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Emma Gillespie from the Daily Oz is here, and as Amanda says, the Andrew formerly known as Prince.
Yes, banished by his brother, banished 250 kilometres away to Sandringham. Womp womp. I mean, come on, it could be worse, couldn't it? He's going to Sandringham, not yet though. Apparently there's some business to tie up. The ending of the lease, obviously he has to move out physically. But
Take all his teddy bears. Remember that story that he had a bed covered in teddy bears that all had to be in a certain order, and he'd be abusive to his staff if the bears got out of order or something?
Those bears got out of order.
That's very disturbing.
He's an unusual man.
A very unusual man. A man who is just a man now, stripped of all his royal titles on Thursday, that unprecedented move from King Charles. He's now just, as you know, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, no longer Prince.
Still a hell of a surname, isn't it?
Well,
Mountbatten
exactly.
Windsor.
Exactly. No longer a duke, no longer the Earl of Inverness, which everyone was worried about, no longer a baron. It's the first time a British royal has been stripped of the Prince title since 1919, over 100 years ago, when Prince Ernest Augustus, Jonesy's favourite, lost his title for siding with Germany in World War I.
That's right. Yeah, he went with the Germans.
So a bit of trivia for you there. But there are some new emails just released that show the extent of Andrew's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein after his prison release. Lots of emails
After his second prison release.
Exactly. After he was a convicted sex offender. Emails talking about, how much they wanted to see each other and were looking forward to catching up in person in New York, making plans to talk together in Central Park, where they were later photographed together. So it's going from bad to worse in terms of the Epstein connection. But in terms of the eviction and what happens to him now, like I said, it's probably not going to be until after Christmas. But Sandringham is where they have Christmas, the royal family, and he will be excluded from that. So Christmas by himself.
It's interesting because he's still
Don't put him on the kids' table.
He's still their brother. He's still their family member.
Yes.
But obviously now ostracised.
Well, I think what we're seeing here is Charles and Prince William, we've known, was always pledging to be this kind of a king one day as well, that, something has to be more important than the bloodline, and it's the crown, the firm, the family, the future of the monarchy, the stability of the monarchy is more important than being brothers. We've seen that with, I guess, Will and Harry too.
And what about Fergie?
So Fergie, it's unclear what's going to happen. She will have the option, I suppose, to continue living with Andrew. He will get assigned a cottage of some sort on Sandringham Estate. He won't be in the actual castle itself, but you know how they're these massive sprawling acreages. Yeah. So she will have that option, but it's unclear which option she will go for.
She's got the corgis.
She's got the corgis. She's been photographed with the corgis recently. Previously, she has suggested that she speaks to the late Queen through the corgis. So I think they'll probably end up with her, or some royal sources say that they'll be shared custody between Andrew and Fergie and their daughters. But if they end up in different houses, it's not really clear what will happen to the corgis. Maybe they'll go to Beatrice and Eugenie, but I'm sure they'll be okay. Despite everything, though, Andrew remains 8th in line to the throne. So he is still in the line of succession.
Separate planes, people.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me, but apparently it would be very complex. There'd have to be legislation passed.
Yep.
So MPs would actually have to pass this motion. There's a whole political
And there's a lot of young people that would have to die before he did.
Well, yes, but I think it's just the symbol of him being in the line of succession. And 8 sounds far away, but, it does entitle him to certain privileges like security. But it's not yet clear what happens in terms of his staff. This is a man who's never cooked for himself. Even when he was in the Navy, he was a Navy pilot in the Air Force, a bit of a war hero in the Falklands. Even then, he had a chef, a cook assigned to him. So he's never had to look after himself. And if he gets a housekeeper or a cleaner maybe, that doesn't mean that they're going to cook for him. So he's going to have to learn how to cook. Luckily for him, though, he is apparently rumoured to be getting an annual allowance worth around £100,000. So 200 plus K Aussie dollars a year. Yep. He gets £20,000 from the Navy every year as a form of a pension. So, more than enough to...
And he's not paying for the gas bill, is he?
No, exactly. He won't be paying for the upkeep of the home. He won't be paying rent. He's hardly, out on his own. But there have been some jokes on social media that Sandringham is rather close to a Pizza Express. So if he can't cook for himself, he can always pop down the road.
No sweat.
No sweat.
Emma, thank you. Check out Emma Gillespie at the Daily Oz.